I'm really scared to start this. And to open up about it.
$2,000 later.
Should I do this? I don't know. Should I?
Yes! Yes!
I'm doing it. This isn't a normal video. I'm standing in my room, in my clothes, with a blanket around me, because this series I'm kind of stepping out of my comfort zone. Big time. So, I don't know how this is gonna go. It may go well. I don't know. I'm hoping it goes well, but let's get into it. Okay. In this series, I'm doing it like traditionally, normally, not like a normal video I do on my channel. Because I want you to see the whole perspective. Right now it's about 10 o'clock at night, and just I can't sleep at all. This series has got me kind of on the edge, and if no one knows what it's about, like no one knows, I am going to be telling you guys about my childhood, reflecting on it, looking back. And for me, looking back through the past is a really hard thing, especially my childhood. I had a different childhood than a lot of people, and dealt with a lot of issues that not a lot of people know. But I'm gonna do my very best. I can. I know I can. But this is part 1, basically reflecting just by myself. So tomorrow, part 2 will be like with family. And I don't know how that's gonna go. Because not a lot of my not everyone in my family supports me with YouTube. So I'll explain that more in the video, but let's get started at looking. I thought we could start off by looking through some photos and stuff like that. So let's get to that part. I think we got everything we could. I just threw some boxes of photo albums. Photos. My baby book. Some old yearbooks. Oh god, I can't stand that one. So I'm gonna sort these to the oldest one that I have. And I'll show you guys everything like that. Alright, so I think maybe the best thing we start with is this box. It's got a lot of photos in it. Like, I'll show you. Like, it has a lot of photos. And I don't know every single photo that's in here. And then also the baby book, because that's kind of like the start of everything. It's like the beginning. So basically part 1 of this series is to really reflect. And I don't like reflecting on the past. I don't. So, this is gonna be a little interesting. I already see some photos of myself. Oh my god. Like, this is crazy. Oh man. So, I'll pull a few out for you guys. I was always wearing like shades and stuff like that, but that's crazy. I haven't seen like a lot of these baby photos. I was very like, I had rolls as a baby. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Like, why? Why would they get a photo like this? It's all blurry. Like, come on. So, as I'm like looking through these photos, a lot of them were taken at my old grandparents' house. My grandparents don't live in that house anymore. In fact, they moved a couple of times. And it's really sad because I learned a lot of things at that house. But this was like the backyard. It was a wonderful backyard, very big. I really missed that house, and I was very sad when they lost it, but life gets rough sometimes. That's really old. That's me, my cousin, and my sister. For like Halloween. I don't remember what I was dressed up as. I really don't. So yes, I have mentioned it a couple times. I have one sister. I have a lot of cousins in my family. A lot. I grew up in a small town called Red Bluff. That's us again. Me, my sister, and my cousin were very close. When I used to live up in Red Bluff, it used to be very, like, fun. We were all very close. I don't know. Oh, really? Did you have photos of this? I wonder if they have photos of, yeah. I was a very, happy kid. This part of my life was very good. I mean, to mohawks in the bath. I mean, when life was good. I used to ride jet skis all the time. I mean, we went camping, and that was when my uncle used to have jet skis. Oh wow, can't even remember that. My dad, like for Parent Day, he came in his army uniform when he was in the army. or the Air Force. I can't even remember. But I want to think that's one of my classes, but I don't even remember that classroom at all. Yeah, I don't. So basically why I wanted to do this, another chubby one, was, not a lot of people know, like, where I came from, like, who I really am, and, my childhood was great, but not everything about it. And, like, a few months ago, my grandma gave me my, baby book. So my grandma wrote me a baby book. I was raised by my parents, but along with my parents, my grandparents basically raised me too. Like, I was always over there. We used to be my grandparents' neighbors, so I remember running into their driveway and going to their house, the house that I really grew up in. But my grandma, since day one, and then ended it. So I was born February 18th, 2001. She kept it up since 2010, but then stopped because we did move away from Red Bluff. But I can probably read a couple of things. So I guess, according to this, like February 8th, 2001 was, I guess I tricked everyone that I was supposed to come, so false labor. Then February 18th, I finally arrived. But then, like, she first starts off the baby book with, Alright, so it said, I first heard your heartbeat on February 8th, 2001. You sounded like an Indian war drum. I next heard your heartbeat on February 12th, 2001. You sounded like a horse racing. And February 16th, you're loud and strong. Me and my grandma, we get along very well. And my grandma, after reading this whole thing, she knows how to describe things in a very unique way. And I think that's what we really have in common, because me and my grandma, we love to write. And I used to write stories, and she would be the one to listen to them first. I wouldn't tell anybody else. I wouldn't read them to anybody else. I would either in person or read them over the phone to her. My stories that I wrote. And she was always my biggest supporter in writing. And I think that's why I'm trying to pursue a English major in college. But also, I've always been like, I started growing a passion for photography and like cinematography, but English and writing is what I like to do. And I think I give my grandma a lot of credit for it, because she always thought my stories were unique and original. And she has been my biggest supporter since day one. So have my parents, but me and her, we have this different connection than I think everyone else. And just when I read these passages, it's I hear like her reading it, which is just the way she writes, and she still writes this way, and her voice just always pops up when I'm reading these things, and because I can't remember a lot of things that happened in the beginning, and with this baby book, it gives me that ability to read what happened when I first was born and like when I was growing up as a baby. So I am glad my grandma gave me this, because it's interesting to see like what happened when I was just a baby. So I'm gonna read like another thing. May 4th, 2001. You weigh 10 pounds, 6 ounces, at 22.5 inches in length. You had 3 shots today. Polio. Do we even get the polio shot anymore? I can't even remember. HIV, and the mean DPT, which bumped and caused you pain within 1.5 hours from the doctor's visit. My grandma is very descriptive of this, and like I said, this was written every single day, like almost every. She wrote a lot. May 19th. You are 3 months old now. Chocolate chip and oatmeal cookies. Ew, oatmeal cookies. Those are the worst cookies, probably, to me. Were made, and this was, you rolled over by yourself for the first time. Your mommy and daddy watched you, and you were so proud. July 2nd, you went to the emergency room on Friday, June 29th at 11:53 p.m. Like I said, she's very specific. Because you had a rash and were crying a lot, you seen Dr. Tim Pangborn, who determined that you had a viral illness. Rest, fluids, and Tylenol. You got a walker with toys on it that you really like. You started wrapping the receiving blanket around your fingers and sucking on it. The tufts of hair on your ears have been disappearing. You love to scream. You weigh over 14 pounds. You go to the doctors on the 9th. They get more shots. Anticipated that. Yesterday, we went to the Sacramento airport to pick up Uncle Kenny flying in from Phoenix, Arizona, where he'd been visiting probably a friend. I used to call my grandparents, I guess, when I was a kid, Grampy and Grammy. Mommy and you, Daddy had to work. You went to the doctors today. You weigh 14 pounds, 11 ounces. Got 3 more shots, same ones, polio, HIV, DPT. And then July 13th, I had barley cereal for the first time. And then my first food was peas, which are disgusting. This is, and apparently I kept on getting louder and louder, and I talk a lot for people who know me. And my grandma used to put in old Band-Aids. Like, I don't think we used them, but she put in, like, old ones from, like, the ones we used as kids. Like, the same type we we used whenever we got, like... And then October 19th, going back to, like, when I had a viral illness, it said your rash spread over your body. The doctor said it was a virus. It is much better now. And you were really good throughout it. And then I weighed 18 pounds then. And then October 26th, I got up on my knees and rocked back and forth. And then I was talking more, and I was more aware. And then I guess that same afternoon, I started crawling. And then October 30th, the day before Halloween 2001, I saw my first rain. And then I guess I like tags in November, like, you know, tags that you find on stuffed animals. I guess I used to chew them. And then December 5th, I think my parents took me to Santa. I'm going to try and flip to when I think she described when my sister came. It's another Band-Aid. Ugh. Honestly, it's pretty interesting to read, like, all this stuff and, to look back. Oh, man. I'm really tired. But... So my dad was in the military while I was growing up. He still works for the military. And my dad worked on base. And it was pretty far from where we used to live. So my dad would have to commute. And it was pretty, exhausting for him, so we did move on base from Red Bluff. That was when I moved. I was like 10 years old. So I'm gonna read the last thing my grandma ever put in this, which was August 2nd, 2010. So that passed like 2 months ago, and that is actually 8 years ago. My grandma said, August 2nd, 2010, was Grandparents' Day at your school. Grandpa and Dakota went to your classroom. I went to Bailey's, then Bailey and I went to your classroom, and we painted pictures. And they put their name tags in it. This is really special. I'm gonna keep this because, I might make one for my kids or make one for my grandkids. You never know. And I keep this close. I keep this on my nightstand every night. You know, it's living away from family is hard, especially because me and my grandma are really close. Like, it's probably one thing I have of her, and pictures, of course. But just to like hear, like, and she used to write me letters all the time. And I would write to her back. And I kind of want to do that again, but I'd have to, like, ask her if she still receives, like, you know. They have a lot going on, and I might explain it in this series, but just that keeps me close with them, with my grandparents. Okay. Now we're kind of getting into yearbooks. So really, like, the oldest one I could find in mine was, I went to this elementary school out in the country where I lived in Red Bluff called Reed's Creek. This yearbook dates back 10 years ago, 2007 to 2008. Yes, our school mascot at the elementary school was a panther, but this is like a mountain lion. So I don't know. I mean, that's how it was. And then, of course, my handwriting is so much better than what it was. So all the people who know me who think I write, like, people say it looks like it's typed. This is what it used to look like before I got even better at it. So I'm so glad I got better at that. So this school went up to 8th grade, and they even did like 8th grade graduates. They had a graduation at my school, but I didn't stay there long enough. I don't know what grade I was in. Oh my god, okay, now I know. I was in 1st grade. Right there. That was me. Right there. I liked the school. It was pretty small. I mean, not gonna lie. Wow, I don't even remember a lot of stuff. Oh yeah. That's my teacher, and yeah, my cousin. So how this one worked in 2007, 2008, I was in 1st grade, but my teacher also did, it was combined kindergarten and 1st grade. So my cousin, not in the other pictures, is a different cousin, who is 1 year younger than me, was in the same class. So we had the same class together. I remember, because we used to sing like that We're Going on a Bear Hunt song, and then we do that dance. I remember that whole thing. Still, it just, so, I just stumbled upon a page. I won't show his picture or say his name. A kid who passed away while in school. He was just a grade above me. Alright, 2008, 2009, so yeah, we were Panthers, the Mighty Panthers. Oh man, you could tell like this yearbook's old because it's tearing apart. These yearbooks aren't really like the ones we have now, so it wasn't a big school at all. Yeah. There he is again. So this kid, I knew him. Oh, and then there's me. Like, right there. Bad photo. Very bad photo. Oh my gosh. We're now looking at the 2009, 2010. Wow. just this, this school, I was very close with a lot of people. This is where I had a lot of friends. And I was in the winter program. I'm right, like, there. I sang in there. We sang a song about fruit bread. I remember that. But I think this is the year one of my friends passed away in an accident. So it was very sad. Like, really sad. I remember, like, crying because we were kind of friends, but, like, the year when he died, we weren't as close, so that was really hard. This yearbook is from a different school. It was my school on the military base. I haven't looked through this since a very long time. Let's see if we could even find my class. I don't even know, like, was I, like, in this? Oh, wow. I wasn't student of the month in this one. I think it was a different one. I remember it happening. This is, like, the start of those problems. That's who she was. I think this is, yeah, this, I was in 6th grade in this, and this was, all those problems I've had with bullying. And even my parents put in this little, like, 8th graders got, like, a little PMA type thing. So, because I was graduating elementary school onto 8th grade, and it said, "It's hard to believe that you have come this far. It seems like yesterday your mom and I brought you home. We are looking forward to supporting you in the next chapter of your life. We love you very much and good luck." It's crazy to be reading that because I'm gonna be finishing up another chapter in my life and starting a new one since I'm gonna be graduating from high school now. So it's, like, interesting to look back. Now, this is the worst school I've ever been to. This was my 7th grade school, and this is where I dealt with a lot of bullying. I didn't have a lot of friends. Probably, like, 1 to 4 really good friends who I could really tell everything to, and they really helped me with all of my problems, and I could talk to them all the time. This school did not want to help me with the bullying issues that I had. They waited till the end of the year until I was gone to say that, oh yeah, they'll deal with those issues, but they never did. Trying to see where my photo is. The staff actually made it look like it was my fault that I was being bullied. At the school, so I only stayed there for a year, which was 7th grade. Yeah, I don't like looking through that book. I'm gonna burn it. And then my 8th grade yearbook from C.A. Jacobs Middle School here in Dixon. I didn't have a lot of friends here either. I was not good at making friends. I didn't know how to make friends. I don't like looking back. Like, I don't want to look back. But I don't know why I am. Like, should I? I don't even know why I decided to do this. Like, and looking back on this, there's a lot of people I go to school with and just, I can't, like, believe like a lot of these people I'm going to be graduating with, and man. Honestly, so I guess, I'll read some, like, autographs. So, one person said, Brittany, you're a really good friend. I'm gonna miss you so much. This is when they wrote Hags. You're pretty cool, and I'll miss you and hope to see you next year. Oh my God, Britt, you are such a smart, sweet, and cute girl. I'm so glad we became good friends this year and still get to be next year. Thank you so much. Take care, girl. Take care, pretty girl. Those are like yearbooks. really the last thing I kind of wanted to look through was this scrapbook me and my mom made. I haven't touched in years. So basically, we're going into preschool first. It's kind of like a world like yearbook. That's me doing like a fire, like the fire department came and visited. And I remember we were on the school playground and we were like, there was a piñata and we were just like, I think eating popsicles, like this was pretty hot. I have some pictures of me and some of my really good friends there. Kindergarten, we went to like this museum or like park that I still go to. First grade, we went to like a pumpkin patch. I remember when we went to that pumpkin patch, a lot of people did like these piglet races. So like these little baby pigs would race each other. I remember that, and then me doing like the corn cannon. We shot corn on the field, and then there was like a hay maze. I picked a pumpkin. We rode the hay ride. I think my mom volunteered, but that's all that's in there. Wow, I thought I put a lot more. Before, oh my god, looking through all of this is very tiring, and I just want to go to bed. I don't even know if I want to do any more of this, but this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. I have my fan on, but after like looking through those photos, I was remembering a lot of things and I can't sleep. Tomorrow, I'm going back to the place where I grew up, the first 10 years of my life. And I'm gonna try and visit some places where I used to go and hang out with friends and where I grew up, and I also want to interview like some family members and ask them like what it was like as a kid. But I don't know why this is like keeping me up and not like I don't want to sleep. But I think it's just because my past, like for a part of it, wasn't good. And that I have to jump back in and remember everything that happened. And I don't like doing that. But I'm doing it because maybe it'll help me get past all that thinking about the past and all the bad things and maybe see like the good things. So I'm gonna end it here for part 1. Part 2 will be up tomorrow. I love you guys.